He's a modern-day treasure hunter with a peculiar taste. Dauane Scott Cerny, the author of Selling Dead People's Things, Inexplicably True Tales, Vintage Fails, and Objects of Objectionable that's the hardest word to say. Objectionable estates. He is here to share his story. Good morning. Thanks so much for being here, Dauane.
How you doing?
We should say this is all a culmination, the book, of 30 years of antiquing.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about your market, because it's one of the largest, or the largest in Chicago.
Right, and now the oldest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's we represent 75 independent antique dealers, all under one roof. So. Yeah, up in the Edgewater neighborhood, Broadway Antique Market.
Yeah, and it's so fun to, I've walked through, obviously. I've been there before. I love just like seeing all the different things, and a lot of things you get are from estate sales, correct?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. From the living and the dead.
And very unique. The things that people keep over the years kind of always shocks me.
Yeah, I mean, and what's always intrigued me is why people collect things. Why does somebody end up with, 500 owls or 1,000 monkeys or whatever? If one is good, two is better, and three is obsession, and then it just keeps going.
So let's talk a little bit about the book. Where did that come from?
Like so many other antique dealers, we're all chatting, and everybody has stories about different estates, and you go, what? You were in there kind of comparing notes, and I would often take little notes of some of the more interesting, strange, things that occurred to me. And then I actually took a writing program in New York, which was hard to get into, and I wrote and I never really wrote about what I do.
Yeah.
And I wrote a piece, and people went, baloney.
Yeah.
Went, no, this really happened. And I, after the class, I went and I rewrote it 30 different times, and it ended up getting published in the New York Times.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then that was it. And then we were off to the races. And I realized that fills the niche. It's when people watch Roadshow, what they love is, of course, what something's worth.
Right.
But it's that backstory.
Right.
And I realized there isn't a book like that just talks about the stuff and the people. And to me, that's as interesting, or really more interesting, than the value.
Because the type of people who antique with some of these unique items are unique people, to say the least.
Exactly. Well, and often very, very smart people.
Yeah,
if you're going to be just obsessive about something, they're the expert in that.
In that thing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you brought some cool stuff. Let's talk about, first, the cups, because you've got a morphine mug and a heroin mug. Where did those come from?
Yeah, actually from one of my dealers, and these are Japan from the 50s, but what's notable about these two is you always look for, like, this little note out there, these have the original paper labels on them, so these are original and they're not reproductions.
Okay, that's good tips. Yep. All right. What are some of your other favorite things you brought with us?
So we've got this first piece nearest you is it's a Victorian watch fob.
Okay.
Watch chain. And so here, a woman would have made that out of her own hair.
That's what I was wondering. That's human hair.
It's human hair. It's human hair.
You can see like the little lines there.
For her, loved one. And then he would have a piece of her with him. And it's really kind of touching, except now it's kind of creepy.
Now it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Before we let you go, give me a quick synopsis of your favorite item in the book.
Oh, wow. I think my favorite item was from a gentleman who was an incubator baby at the Century of Progress.
Yes.
Yeah, and I found an original postcard from that exhibit for his daughter to give to him on his birthday. And here's this 80-year-old man who just cried when he got it. And he says, this is who I am, this is where I'm from.
That is crazy.
And that's the power of objects.
Well, the book is fascinating. For more information and to grab a copy, visit sellingdeadpeoplesthings.com.